Welcome back. Months ago, we asked you if you knew anyone in desperate need of some green-fingered loving. One letter that truly stole our hearts was from the manager of a care home for the elderly in Manchester.
Well, desperate for an area of rest and relaxation for her residents, we sent Diarmuid Gavin and his team of garden angels to surprise one very lucky viewer.
This is Widhamshaw, south of Manchester. Intended as a garden city in the 20s, the area was developed to help the overspilling population of Manchester City. 90 years later, not everyone can reap the benefits of the greener side of town. There are 40 residents at Southwold Nursing Home. For some, popping out for fresh air isn't an easy option, and the garden, sadly, is a sight to make eyes sore.
It's really boring. There's just bushes and lawn and a decking area, and that's it. There's no focal point, there's no colour.
Care manager Jane wrote to us asking for our help to make a garden which will make life more pleasant for the residents being looked after here.
For some of our residents, this is their last home. It just makes such a difference if the garden was as good as what the care is at inside the home.
The residents and their families have fond memories of their gardens back home.
They'd watch all the plants come up through the year, and they'd planned it so that they had colour and the different plants would be flourishing, you might say. But for here at the front, there's nothing. It's not wheelchair friendly. It's nowhere to go. It would mean the world to my mum and me that we could go in the garden and sit there and enjoy the environment.
Please transfer.
Staff and residents think we're only here to film their plea. Little do they know, I'm already on the premises to see the sorry state of the garden for myself.
Please, come and make over our garden. It makes such a difference.
Well, Jane,
Thank
I've
you.
come along to have a look. To see if there's a possibility of doing this. So this is the area that you'd like to be made a little bit better. And would everybody get a chance to use the garden then?
Of course, yeah.
Time to have a closer look, and it doesn't take long to realise that this garden needs a lot of work.
If you had raised beds, people in wheelchairs would be able to touch and look more. Whereas at the moment now, there's nothing for them to touch or see or
No, the planting is fairly boring, isn't it? It's that ground cover planting that just takes over everything, but there's nothing that reminds them of their own gardens or holidays or colour or summer.
That's right, yeah.
Planting is just a remedial issue. There are major concerns with regards to the steep pathway.
If the paths were level, the doors can be open in the summer and people could come and go as and when they wanted.
That's a huge job,
Right, okay.
because the whole thing is on a slope.
Right.
Despite this, I really want to make this work. I think the residents deserve a lovely garden. And as of yet, they don't know I'm fully on board.
Please, come and do our garden.
Would you all like the garden?
Yes.
Well, I'm delighted to tell you that in a month's time we are coming back with the garden.
Thank you so much. God, I can't believe
We will do our best. Now, we'll be here for a few days and we'll do our best to transform the place and create something nice for the spring and the summer.
I can't believe it. It's fantastic.
1 month later, and I'm back with reinforcements, my garden angels. But before the lads get stuck in, I best tell them this isn't going to be a walk in the park.
What people like here is to be reminded of their gardeners back at home. What we're creating now is that blank canvas.
Is this where you want to put something in here?
Yeah.
I want to make sure my design is going to work, as 17 of the residents here are dealing with dementia. So I've asked Dr. Gert Chalfont, a garden supporter for the Alzheimer's Society, to give me some advice.
So I was thinking of one continuous path all the way around to create a journey. So you start and end. Is that important?
A journey is absolutely important, and destinations along the way, so that the journey becomes the experiences. That garden has got to feel, when Joe walks to that window, he's got to look out there and think, I live here. That's my garden, that's my potting shed. And the more things people do in the garden, the more they interact and engage with it, that starts to develop memories.
With all of this in mind, I'm going to see what the local garden centre has to offer, which will help turn the garden into a real haven.
We want to create planting schemes that will stimulate interest, that will remind the residents of their own gardens at home, of happy days, of memories. We want to keep their minds active.
Meanwhile, back in the garden, things are starting to take shape. Well, sort of.
We're doing this very nice circle of paving, all about the journey. But up here is very complicated. You've little walls, you've metal handrails, you've no resolution to the journey being completed to get up here. So I'm going to have to ask the lads to clear away this area and come up with a simple solution.
This is adding to the work, and one job which we're really going to have to sleep on.
Well, that's been a really great day's work done, but a load more to do tomorrow. It's good to know that the boys are tucked up asleep in the mothership.
Or so I thought. You know, with so much to do the next day, I'm hoping these ladies won't lead any of my lads astray. You know, it could be argued that the garden is looking worse than ever. But I've got high hopes in making the garden feel like it belongs to the residents.
One of the residents, Sheila, has a very definite desire to grow something. She's in a wheelchair, but she wants to be able to get out of here and use the garden. Her communication isn't brilliant, but immediately I talked about building a raised bed, something suitable for the wheelchair. She lit up.
We want to make it as accessible for you as possible. Yeah, 600. Yeah, that'd be good.
Dee.
Yeah, you excited?
Oh, Dee.
There's another huge issue with the garden, and that's the disused conservatory.
The conservatory has never really worked for the home. It doesn't do the job that we want from our conservatories. It gets too cold in the winter, too hot during the summer.
The dire state of the conservatory, teamed with a heavy workload, means there's not really any time to be sitting down on the job. With so much to do, will we ever get it done in time?
Oh, that's a big job. No sitting down, fellas.
It is. What a lovely reaction they had as well.
I know.
Yeah, so you're right there.
Yeah, sorry, I've just little kicks.
Yeah. Can you tap your head at the same time?
Actually.
Right, let's have a word with Samantha.
.com. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 5 p.m. on Sunday, and entries made after this time won't be counted but may still be charged. Best of luck.
Yes, good luck with that. Now, earlier, Diarmuid Gavin and his garden angels surprised care home manager Jane Dale to the dream garden makeover. But will it meet the residents' expectations? Let's find out.
Southwold Nursing Home in Manchester really want a space which will help their residents who are dealing with dementia find comfort in their outdoor space. But to make the space more usable, we're relying on the path to be wheelchair friendly. Senior Project Manager Trevor will insist that the path is dug up if it's not been laid right.
The lads there, they're standing there very content at the moment. We'll be crying.
I think we've got it.
Huge relief all round. With only an hour to go, more help arrives, and it's all hands on deck to make this garden green. The lads pull out all the stops. It's a final push, and at last we're nearly ready to reveal the new garden. We've made the path wheelchair friendly, created opportunity to grow, and totally transformed the conservatory to make it usable again.
Would you like to see your garden, Jane?
Oh, God.
So, do you like that?
Oh, Dee.
It's a garden that's built to be used. There's still some gardening to be done. So you can get out there, there's raised beds, there's packets of seeds, there's a bit of digging and a bit of planting that needs doing. So we hope that you'll enjoy it for a very long time to come.
Chloe's just absolutely blown away. She's just so pleased. She loves coming out into the garden, and it just means now she can come out and enjoy it.
I think Mum's over the moon. You can tell she's really happy.
It's just what we wanted. It's the reason to come out here now. It's quite emotional, though, isn't it? But it's fantastic.
Oh, that's
I think the most special thing just this past week is the sense of excitement there's been in the home, the morale's been uplifted. It's absolutely blown me away.
It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
I think this garden is going to go on to have a joyful life and hopefully create joy and memories for an awful lot of the residents here.
Oh,
is
well
lovely.
done. Fantastic. Very, very
Well
good
done,
work.
Dermot. Well done, team.
Now, the fact we've had 2,000 comments on our Facebook page, I think I can guess what's hot in the hub this morning, Samantha.
That's just on Facebook, yeah. We're talking dolls. So Suzanne Leach